Now let's bring you the story of Noura Hussein, a young Sudanese woman who's been sentenced to death for killing her husband. Noura's story begins when she was 16. She'd fled her family home near Khartoum to escape a marriage forced upon her by her father. For 3 years, she lived with an aunt and focused on getting an education. But when she was 19, she was tricked into returning home and then forced to marry. A few days later, her husband raped her with the help of his relatives who held her down. And when he returned again the next night to repeat the act, Noura fought back, stabbing him several times and eventually killing him. Her case has attracted widespread attention on social media, with the campaign Justice for Noura now trending on Twitter.
Noura Hussein is a 19-year-old Sudanese girl who experienced torment and pain at the hands of her husband, a man she was forced to marry at the age of 16. She ran away to her aunt's house for refuge for 3 years before being tricked by her father to return to her husband, telling her the wedding was canceled and that she could come home. According to her testimony, she refused to consummate the marriage, resisting him for 4 days. This triggered her husband to spur his cousins to pin her down whilst he raped her. Now let's stop here. They keep saying it's her husband. It wasn't her husband. It was an invalid marriage. The next time he tried to force himself on her to rape her again, she took a knife and stabbed him in self-defense, to which he died as a result of the wounds. Noura then told her family what happened, and her father instantly took her to the police and disowned her. Noura has since been disowned by her whole family. This was in 2017. She's been in jail and prison for a full year. Noura Hussein's trial was yesterday, May 10th, at 9:30. She was found guilty for premeditated murder when it was legitimately self-defense. But of course, you won't hear the corrupt government of Sudan say that. And murder is punishable by death. Since all this knowledge has come out, they've given her the death sentence. They're gonna kill her. By the way, Noura's not getting executed today, so the fight is still going on and not over. There will be a protest taking place in Washington, D.C. for hashtag Justice for Noura on Saturday. We're trying to get more attention from news channels, etc. Anybody who cares, please make videos, share the post, leave a comment, tell your friends, tell your family. Make some fucking noise. I know there's a lot of different things that we could all be fighting for, but as a person that is here and ready to fight, this is something worth fighting for. All injustice is worth fighting for, no matter where or how it's being dished out. These guys have created a petition. They're demanding Noura's justice against this execution, and they're going to try to print off the signatures to be presented in court so that it may help Noura. Justice for Noura. Please keep on raising awareness about Noura Hussein. Her name is Noura Hussein. She's a marital rape victim who was forced to get married and never agreed to the marriage. As I mentioned before, therefore it was an invalid marriage. And before you motherfuckers start telling and talking about Islam, this and that, it's strictly forbidden to do that in Islam. This isn't a thing about race and Islam and religion. Well, partly it's about religion, because I'm against all religion, and I would argue part of that is why they did these things, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're not against, we're talking about one singular person. Her name is Noura. She was forcibly raped by the man that her father was making her marry. They held her down and raped her, and when they tried to do it again, she fucking stabbed and killed the motherfucker. That's justice against him. But now the government, the courts, are sentencing her to death. Her name is Noura Hussein. Please go look at the links in the description. Make some fucking noise. Tell somebody.
Raising awareness and raising attention really, really helps in not only gaining the attention of the Sudanese judiciary. It's actually much more global than that. We can get the attention of international aid organizations, humanitarian aid organizations, because this 15-day period right now is pivotal for the appeal preparation, and we can use all the help we can get, and the most help we'll get will be from those big organizations who do have that kind of pressure and that kind of clout to influence the Sudanese government and hopefully influence other governments around the world to, you know, be more humane in their judiciary acts. And that's the goal of this overall campaign, is to make sure that Noura is just the first one. She's not the last one.